Hello. Today we'll start discussing about reputation fate sharing. Means it is one of the 10 obstacle and issues that we were discussing. So we'll have a revision that what are the 10 obstacle and opportunities that we were discussing. So we discussed about availability of service, data lock-in, data confidentiality and auditability, data transfer bottleneck, performance unpredictability, scalable storage we discussed about bugs in large scale distributed system. We also discussed about scaling quickly. Then we today will discuss about reputation fate sharing and software licensing. So this is what the main thing is. Distributed denial of service we discussed on in availability of service. Then data lock-in, that some user or some company may organize proper API standards for avoiding that data lock-in. Then data confidentiality and audit, that proper way of encryption and firewall should be there. Then sometime it's better to transfer data through physical medium like truck, bus, or trains. Then we discussed about the three types of data bottleneck transfers possible and where we can get advantage and what are such bottleneck type of data sets. Then what are the performance unpredictability? So IO based, VMware based, VM virtual machine based, some types of performance unpredictabilities are there. Cloud process monitoring are there. Then some scalable storage, like some short-term usage, no upfront cost, and infinite capacity on demand. Such type of scalable storage type of things are there. And bugs in large-scale distributed system. Then scaling quickly. Today we'll discuss about reputation fate sharing. So sometimes there are some bad behaviors of some customer that actually affect the reputation of whole cloud. Means some of the users create spams, some of the users create fake IDs, fake things. So it's better to block such users. So we basically create such a reputation guarding as an engineer for building some trust over the whole social media or something emailing systems. So that's what you get the feature of spamming and blocking. So some companies sends spam that should be held liable, not for the vendor. So some of the company which uses some of the cloud platform, they actually be named with their own extended uh, institute or organization name based email ID, so that that email ID of that organization would be held responsible for doing anything, not the cloud vendors like Gmail, Outlook. So they provide at the rate extension dot something something for the for particular organization. So that the organization would have their own responsibility and their user of that organization would have their own responsibility. And software licensing is basically some cloud providers are dependent on open source software because open source licensing model are more flexible than for the commercial software. So what does this mean? Means some of the cloud provider actually depends on some open source software. Means some companies uses Apache Spark, some companies uses Apache Storm, some company uses Hadoop. So all these require some of the open source licensing, which is a flexible type of software as compared to some of the commercial software. What are the commercial software like MS DOS, Docs? So MS Word is an commercial software. MS Sheet is an commercial software. Some licensing changes that need for the open source and commercial software to remain popular with cloud. So proper licensing of open source software and commercial software are needed for such cloud management. Two companies collaborate to offer some pay as you go model. For example, some company is good at making some text oriented software that collaborate with the another cloud based uh, company, and both of them would provide a better cloud service, and that would require some different kind of software licensing. So multiple companies can collaborate to work with each other on over cloud, and they should have different kind of licensing. And we'll discuss all these 10 opportunities and obstacles of cloud computing in through this uh, table. Basically, this thing was being discussed in detail at NIST definitions of cloud computing. So the thing is that first three are the technical obstacles. So first three are the technical obstacles that actually adopt the cloud. Then four, five, six, seven, eight are the technical obstacles that grow of the cloud computing after the adoption. The 9 and 10 are the business obstacle that actually depends on the cloud computing environment and companies, and some business policies are there. So you have to understand that availability of service, data lock-in, data confidentiality, and auditability are technical obstacles. Then fourth one, data transfer bottleneck, performance unpredictability, scalable storage, bugs in large scale distributed system, scaling quickly are actually 10 are the actually technical obstacles that growth of cloud computing should need to be adopted. Means first three depends on the adoption. Means uh, at the initial point you need to work out first, second, and third. But fourth, fifth, and sixth and eighth are when are need to be adopted as the growth of cloud computing happens. Then 9 and 10 are the policy and business obstacles that how the licensing should be done, how the reputation of that cloud should be maintained. So we'll discuss availability of service as opportunity. So we'll revise it, which uses multiple cloud provider for the business community. Elastic to defend some attack related to DDoS, distributed denial of service. Then we discussed about data lock-in. Use standard API so that you'll never have data lock-in problem. What are the standard APIs? Are of XML, JSON type of things. Then make compatible software available to ensure the search computing. So you should make the compatible software that can fetch and download your data back and move it to another cloud. Then data confidentiality and audit. So you can deploy, encrypt, and VLAN firewall are there. And you need to adopt the national law and geographical data storage type of thing for maintaining such large data set. Performance and predictability is basically improved virtual machines and flash memories. Some schedulers are there for improved performance and predictability. Then storage, scalable storage. You need to better invent some scalable storage. Then bugs in large scale distributed system. So you need to invent some of the better debugger for distributed virtual machines. Scaling quickly. Invent auto scaler, rely on the machine learning. And that snapshot of the cloud computing conservation and some reputation feed sharing that offers some guarding service like those from the email. Software licensing are required for pay as you go license and bulk use scale. We need to conclude this unit 1. We had seen how other technologies are been contributing towards the cloud computing and how these different technologies are being evolved and lead to the growth of cloud computing. We had also seen the strength of hardware and impact of new distributed software infrastructure. We actually differentiated between three type of cloud: private, public, and hybrid cloud. We also explored some risk related to security and privacy in cloud. Then we had discussed about various cloud services available in public. We had gone through introduction of application layer as well, means software as a service. We had some regulatory issues that are related to cloud and their limitations. We finally just now we discussed about obstacles as well as opportunities with those obstacles in cloud computing. So these are the references that I covered in this unit. If you want to study in detail, you can go and study these links and resources. Some of these links and resources might not work because these are basics. So thanks all of you.